What's up, guys? Welcome to Tri-State Fitness. Again, you're here with Shane, JT, and Joshua. We're here going to talk to you today about a little bit of overtraining and kind of what we see as coaches at a couple different places. I know Joshua's had some experience with that. I coach at a couple gyms and see it a lot too, and Shane as well. I know it's the beginning of the year. Everybody wants to get like super duper fit. Like, hey, I'm going to crush this year. 2017 is my year. And it's just like, I'm going to just kill it. I'm going to go to 3 classes in a row.
What better way to kill it than work out 3 times a day?
Yeah, then what? Yeah, but what way to work out
yourself.
And
fitness.
It's easy to see too. You know, you follow any of the social media guys, like the CrossFit athletes and all that. And you see them just working out from open to close. Like, oh, I'll just do what Rich Froning does. That makes sense. Not knowing kind of the recovery process and the food.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. People don't see what they don't post, obviously, of the sleep, recovery, massages, the tons of calories they're eating, the mobility work that they do. They're just seeing them do a couple wads, a couple lifts, a couple metcons. Like, holy crap, they're lifting 4 or 5 times a day. Mm-hmm. I need to be doing that because these guys are doing it. Clearly, to get that level, I got to do it.
Yeah.
And especially if you're brand new to working out and it's the new year and you're trying to get in. And you're like, well, that just must be what it is. And then you can't walk for 2 weeks. And you're wondering
it's
why
like the
your
giraffe.
body hurts.
It's just
wondering why your pee is brown.
Yeah. You might have rhabdo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good thing is about the training. I heard somebody talk about training age the other day, and I never heard that actually said. It's like, well, your training age may be like 0 to 1. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's true. Like, what's your training age?
Like
How
a
long?
newborn baby in the gym.
Exactly.
Learn how to walk. And
going through the terrible twos.
Yeah.
The whole
Trying to
nine.
train your central nervous system. Like, you're shaky all over the place. And yeah, I completely agree with that. I feel like people, and even as coaches, it's kind of our job to educate and say, hey, if you're brand new to this, you know, you might not want to be here every day, or you might even want to be here twice a week. You know, just work on mobility with us at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to give people guidance because they are like baby giraffes in here just trying to learn how to walk, learn how to move. So it's kind of our job and our responsibility to kind of guide them in that.
Yeah, sometimes when people are just learning to squat for the first time, like if you fall in that category of like getting really coached on doing a proper air squat or even a back squat or whatever it is, then like doing 2 classes back to back of the same workout may not be like the best way to to see the results, you know, because sometimes it's the recovery part is so important of like the sleep. There's so much that happens when you sleep too, and just the rest time of the recovery. You gotta let those tissues build back up and recover. When you just smash them all day long, you gotta go through cycles and waves of that. And sometimes, well, I mean, actually all the time. None of really the gyms that we coach at are programmed to be done more than once.
No.
I mean, on the end, there's no way. 615 and here, there's no way that if I went all out max on a WOD, so even at your place or anywhere, that I'd be able to turn around and do it again. Or, I mean, later the day, maybe if I did one in the morning at the end. But I would think if you're going to do something like a 2 a day, to try to train at least a little bit smarter. As in, let's not do the same workout. Let's do a strength portion in the morning and a metabolic conditioning or some kind of conditioning work in the afternoon. That way I'm not like hitting the same response twice.
Or strength and a gymnastic, or conditioning and a skill.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, well, let's take that. So if an athlete comes up to you guys, and let's just go around like, hey, Coach Shane, I want to do 2 days, you know, would that benefit me? I've been working out for 3 months. What would you say?
2 days, 3 months. I would do strength and conditioning. 1 strength portion during the day, and then a conditioning part for the second workout. I wouldn't put them through a strength and conditioning, a strength and conditioning. I wouldn't put them through a strength and a strength. They'll start tearing down more muscle fibers and not tearing down more muscle fibers, but instead of just hitting muscle fibers, they'll start to deteriorate or hurt ligaments and stuff that they're going to need the next day.
They're not recovering enough. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a couple of questions that you would kind of want to ask, because everybody's a little different too. Is like, okay, so you've been training for 3 months, like how many days a week have you been training? If you've been one of those Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of people, let's add an extra day in there instead of doing 2 days on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or if you are doing like a 5 to 6 days a week. What's your sleep like? What's your nutrition like? What's your recovery outside of the gym looking like? Because if it's, I'm only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, or if I'm, my nutrition's not that good, it's like, well, let's fix the basics of, just health and fitness before we start adding like this crazy training volume into it as well. So that'd be a couple of questions I would ask. But if it was something like, 3 times a week or even 5 times a week and their nutrition's not on point, then I'd say let's get the nutrition down. But I'm with you on that. If they're just die hard and they're like, listen, I want to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something, whether you guide me or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to do these 2 classes a day, or I'm going to just do something on my own. I would kind of guide them in the same direction. Strength portion in the morning, or Metcon in the morning, some kind of conditioning work, then the strength portion. Because that, I think you can get away with easily than you would just doing like 2 classes in a day or something like that.
I agree with both you guys. I feel like I always question everybody and all research and everything out there just because I want to know why. Why is this athlete coming to me? And it's okay, like, that they're asking. I just want to know, are you wanting to get better at a certain lift? Do you think doing more workouts is going to cause you to lose more body fat? Let's be real, most people are trying to just lose body fat, right? They're not trying to be
naked.
Yeah. They're not trying to be games athletes or powerlifters or strongmen. They're specifically here just to feel more confident. So I would question, okay, why are you wanting to do 2 days? Okay, let's kind of educate you on the benefits, the pros and cons of that, and different ways to do it, splitting up the days, things like that. And also maybe reassess their goals of like, hey, right now, you're brand new, you're still 3 months in, you're still learning a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we just add extra mobility, maybe we tighten up on some things outside of the gym, because usually most people only spend an hour a day at the gym. 23 other hours of the day go into the recovery, getting stronger, getting faster. So let's control those things that aren't in the gym a little bit tighter before we start adding extra time in the gym. But yeah, I think that, kind of guiding them and questioning them is usually the role I kind of take of, hey, I agree with you. I'm not being kind of devil's advocate here. I just want to know why.
Yeah.
Like, why you want to know this?
That's a good question, and sometimes people can't answer that. It's like, well, what is your why? And if it is, I want to compete this year and I want to do this and that, and a CrossFit competition, it's like, okay, well, let's set up something for that or work towards that. But if it's just like, I just want to lose weight, then it's like, well, let's look a little bit more into it.
Well, let's flip side that. So say we have an athlete who's been here, in the gym 5-6 years, very conditioned, likes high intensity stuff, responds well to weightlifting, but they're working out for 3-4 hours a day, and you're starting to see their performance kind of wane a little bit. How would we as coaches approach that? How would you say, hey, I just want to approach you like you're doing great, but I'm noticing some things. Like, how would we approach that athlete?
I think what program is the athlete following? Do they have a program that's periodized for spikes in volume and then like recovery and back and forth, or is it just like, I'm just pulling all kinds of programs off the internet and I'm doing all of them? I'm doing like, what's Rich doing? I'm doing like Dan Bailey's program. So like, it's one of those things like, do you have a systematic, program that's leading you through like peaks and valleys of training? Or is it just, that would be like kind of one of my questions, because more often than not, if you're getting to that point, you're starting to see like a plateau or even a decline, the program that you're following or that you may be putting together yourself, you just probably need more recovery built in. And maybe it's something that you may not even have noticed, that like sleep or food has gone off, or maybe you need to increase your food, or like there's a couple factors that need to go into that. But that's a good question, because you do get some people in here that are just high performers like that, and then you start seeing plateaus or little valleys and just kind of wondering why. And it's just, and I guess like you said, it's our job to kind of know what's going on with everybody, because when you're in here, like you're our athletes at that time.
I want to know what athlete if he's working out, or he or she are working out 3 hours per day. I want to know what their macros are like.
Oh God!
How much food are you eating, right?
You know what it is?
You better be eating 6
infinity.
calories.
It's infinity.
We don't have enough.
Yeah, you don't have enough.
Or what their job is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think because we're
It's obviously not. It's obviously
Probably
not
coach.
special.
a lot of people think because we're coaches, we're like working out all day. I'm like, that's not all I do. Like,
There's more to me
other
than that,
things.
yeah.
I have other clients I take care of in the program. I'm better than that. And I can be efficient in my hour and a half of workout. Okay, I
Yeah.
get it all in.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is your efficiency. Like, okay, so it's taking you 3 hours to do the workout. What is your workout? You know,
Yeah.
like what's taking you 3 hours to do?
Yeah, time in the gym doesn't equal more fitness.
Exactly. Yeah. So that could be like a lot of
Sounds like a powerlifting.
Yeah. Do a heavy lift, sit on a
Which
chair.
we love.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Which is nothing
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
with that, but
One set, walk off.
Sit down, yeah.
Sit
Stretch
down.
a little
Get
bit.
the chair,
text
chair
message.
out. Get the chair out. Sit down, chill for a bit.
Recover.
Yeah, recover. Yeah. So I mean, there's different training programs that are like that are built-in rest like that. But yeah, that's a good question. The recovery and seeing your kind of performance and tracking your performance too. And if you're noticing that if you're not tracking your performance, you need a journal or a Wodify or Beyond the Whiteboard,
Percentages.
some kind of
Yeah.
percentages. If you don't have that, I'd say that's a good place to start, just so you can make sure you're not overtraining. Oh, I did 90% for X amount of reps today, and not realizing it, and then the next day again you can't walk. So, but yeah, tracking all that stuff too.
Also, don't be that person that tries to max out every week.
Mm.
Which, I mean, I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, when you're new to weightlifting,
Yeah.
you're so excited. You're like, okay, I feel great this week. All right, well, coach's back is turned, so I'm going to go
Yeah.
10% more because I feel great today.
Yeah.
And then you end up failing, and then you end up doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
And you might get it, but that next week, you might not be able to get any of your lifts.
Oh man, I was right there today. I had snatches at 95%, dude. It was like on point. I'm like, ooh. I was like, I could go up, and then I was like, nah, like just stay where it is. Yeah, follow the program. At the end of the day, follow the program.
The program's designed to exceed your new 1 rep max.
Yeah.
Exceed your old 1 rep max and have a new 1 rep max.
Yes. So I was really anxious. I almost did. I was this close. I was close. Like,
So
I feel
let's
so
throw out
good.
a couple things just to kind of sum up that. If you could tell any athlete who's going to be watching a video, just a couple things you would advise as a fitness professional to kind of push them wherever their goal is, what would it be?
Okay, I'll go. I'd say one, track your sleep, track your food, and then track your metrics of like what you're lifting, what's your percentages at, what are you lifting at every day, what's your program look like. So it's a little bit of everything. I want the recovery and the sleep. I want the food nutrition part of the recovery, and I want you to be able to know what your 1 rep is. I want you to be able to know what percentages you're working at, and I want you to have a good program that's going to take you through a progressive, really state to wherever your goal is. Like if you're having a coach for you and you have a certain goal, the program should be built for that. If you're doing general physical fitness, like some of our gyms are programmed for, if we're just general staying fit, then just follow that program and just know that, trust the coach, trust the program, because that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
Okay. I would say track your body weight before you get to that goal. Track your body weight. See what your calories are, your intake and stuff. And then if you hit that goal and your body weight and calories are staying the same, then you're obviously doing something right. But if you're not getting that goal, if your body weight's fluctuating, if your calories are fluctuating, you might need to take a step back and get that under control and then try to go for that goal.
Yeah. Cool.
I agree with both those. I think the biggest thing for me always with athletes is know your why. You know, why are we training? Why are you wanting to use fitness as your means? Is it for stress relief? Is it because you're trying to be an athlete? Are you training for a specific sport? And all those are great, whatever your why is. And then also, every time you're in the gym, every time you're ready to get fit, whether it's hiking or whatever, go all out.
Mm-hmm.
Use your intensity and do whatever you're doing to 100%. Don't just come in and just do it halfway. Use the time valuably that you have in here. Because like I said, you're in here usually an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 45 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 23 hours out of the day that you're not being fit properly. Yeah. You're sitting behind a desk and you're training your body to sit down and not be mobile. And so be efficient with what you're doing. Log it, know where you're standing physically kind of track your goals periodically, but every time it's all out 100%.
Like that.
Yeah.
Well, cool. On that note, guys, we'll see you next week. Appreciate it.